Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Hedera and Hbar, so let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So, first and foremost, I do want to start off with this. So this is from the Great Moonshot. They basically provided quick insight on a lot of things happening within this entire ecosystem, not only centered on Hbar, but also many other digital assets. But here we have Hbar, and the social engagements was sitting at about 613.91 million. It's up about 60.9% on the 1 month span. This is actually pretty insane if you think about it. The entire ecosystem around Hedera has been growing rapidly, and not only has it been growing rapidly, but we've also been seeing a lot more eyes on Hedera. In fact, we recently just celebrated Hbar, or I shouldn't say Hbar, but Hedera reaching 250,000 followers as well. And I do believe that going into the next major cycle, we could easily have about 500,000 individuals following Hedera, and the community is going to be so vast by then. Everything in regards to the ecosystem is going to explode. We're talking about DeFi TVL, NFT volume. Everything has been growing rapidly, and it is so exciting to see something like Hedera continue to grow. Again, I haven't really been focusing too much on the price action for Hedera, but I have been really kind of looking at buying some nice lower, price action for Hbar, which I've been telling you guys since going back to like June. I've been eyeing that rough. It's like a rough area of like 3 to 4 cents, or even like 2 to 4 cents. If we do ever go down to those levels, I still have buy points down there. I don't know if we will see them, but I am very excited to see if we do see them. But also, on the 1 week span, which is also accommodating for this massive amount of social engagement, here is a little bit of a breakdown on what just recently happened in the 1 week span going all the way to September 30th. And here are a few announcements. So first off, Pro Sports League Karate Combat to launch DAO for fan athlete governance. This is on Hedera. This was a pretty cool announcement. We talked about this slightly. I told you guys that this is like a huge key to retail. It's just sports and sports related engagements, which is also very cool to have a lot more eyes on Hedera through that. We have actually been focused on this a lot, even with like the UFC with VeChain as well. Going back to 2021, we've seen a ton of updates around sports engagements, and I even think that going back to the beginning of this year, we also seen a few updates around that area as well. And then down here, Hedera eyes more partnerships with Korean banks, tech firms as well. We have been seeing a large area of focus on Korea as well from Hedera, which is also very exciting. That's an area, by the way, that even Ripple's focus on. The amount of growth happening outside of the US within crypto is something to not only focus on, but it's also something to watch for, because right now in the US, we are seeing a large focus on regulatory shift and regulatory frameworks. And when we look outside of the US, we've been seeing a lot of acceptance and adoption of crypto, especially even in the UK. So I really kind of pay attention to what's happening outside of the US, not so much centered inside of the US. The only thing to really kind of watch for is things happening around regulatory frameworks and uncertainty, or even certainty. And then down here, the Caribbean is pioneering CBDCs with mixed results amid banking difficulties. We've actually talked about this, especially with MTech. MTech is a giant in regards to CBDCs, and they're centered on Hedera as well. So very exciting. A lot of this is banking solutions. There is going to be a lot more banking solutions coming to the Hedera ecosystem, I would anticipate at least, especially with what they are focused on. And then down here, we did see Hash Axis launches NFT marketplace with Hbar Foundation assistance, which, again, the NFT space on Hedera has been something remarkable to watch in regards to the growth. I haven't really looked at Zeus Market in a while. I've been taking a little bit of a break from my NFT channel, and I'm sure that a lot of you have noticed. Don't worry, there's going to be a lot more content coming to that channel. I might be able to get some content out tomorrow. We'll definitely watch a little bit more, in terms of that area. We might even upload a video today, technically. So definitely stay tuned for that. But ultimately, yeah, everything on Hedera has been exploding. And again, we've been seeing a lot more marketing happening, or at least it seems like a lot more marketing happening. For example, over at CoinSpot AU, which is 65.6K followed, we do see down here Planet Conscious Crypto. What other coins would you like to learn about? Also, by the way, a lot of these tokens, it's interesting that a lot of these tokens are labeled here. But seeing Hbar in the center point, comparing it to Algorand, Stellar, IOTA, and even Cardano is very interesting. We actually do see that comparing it to all of these, except for, of course, XLM, And even Algorand. I mean, technically, Algorand is very interesting in regards to the kilowatts an hour per transaction. We do see over here like Hedera 0.00170 kilowatts, an hour. I think that this might be wrong actually. I mean, if we look at this UCL Center for Blockchain Technology watt hour per transaction, we do see Hedera sitting at about 0.04, but this is per transaction watt an hour. You'd actually have to do the math here because this is, I mean, all of this is kind of all over the place. For example, over here, like I don't know where you're getting your stats from, but here's a published report from UCL, and here you guys have Hedera 0.02. Again, like it's all over the place, and we do see down here, like no, it isn't. That's 0.02 watts. CoinSpot said, oh, so that's what we are looking at. We're actually looking at kilowatts versus watts. Like up here, this is wattage an hour. So that's what I was kind of confusing here, but nonetheless, still very interesting to see. And again, like kilowatts an hour, comparing it to Algorand and Stellar, it is very interesting. I think that it's great to really kind of see the comparison up here as well. Like here's Hedera compared to Algorand, Tezos, Polkadot, Cardano, all of that. Very interesting, very great to see as well. Again, a lot of this is just kind of getting a lot more eyes on Hedera, on the HBAR Foundation, and of course on HBAR as a token. Also, by the way, just so that you guys know, this is the official month that we will see HBAR being listed back on Coinbase as well. And talking about NFT volume, Earthlings, this is the big NFT project that a lot of people have been anticipating. We do see over here, to all airship captains, the trading volume of the Steam airships on Zeus Market just surpassed the 1 million HBAR. Thank you. May all your dreams take flight. This is also very exciting. We've been seeing a lot of milestones happening. Again, I have not checked out Zeus Market in a while, but we could definitely check them out real quick. So we're sitting at about 65 million HBAR. We go over to the sold tab down here. We could see a little bit of what's happening. So we do see almost 50,000 total items are sold. We do see over here 65 million is the total volume. Average sale price now is about 1.3K. I know that Zeus sometimes has a little bit of a rough time loading. Again, I think that a lot of the demand here in the last 7 days has been kind of still centered on Dead Pixels Ghost Club. We do see the 7-day volume, though, is down a little bit. A lot of these other projects, though, are picking up some pace, like Aliens. We've watched Aliens. Pengu Palace is also very exciting. I haven't been really looking at a lot of these projects. I've been really kind of sitting on the outside, focused on a little bit of some other things. The one project that I have been still waiting on, and I've been waiting patiently for it to kind of rise in floor price, has always been Meta Zombies, and this one has been making some, noise. I mean, like we've been really kind of focused on this one for a while. If you go to the activity and you just go to sales, you could definitely see the sales piling up a little bit here. Still very exciting. I think that this is going to be a project that ultimately delivers a 10x on almost every single mint. Currently, there is 238 listed. The mint price was about 500, so very excited for that one. Also, talking about NFTs and talking about NFT growth, I do believe that we will see a lot more growth happening on the Hedera ecosystem because Solana, if you guys have missed it, Solana was down yet again. And it's funny, right? Because they just recently announced a partnership with Helium. I don't know if you guys remember that, but we actually do see down here like James is responding to this. And he's saying even like Helium, Solana down again. The reality of the decision making for crypto in enterprise use cases with large businesses is being made by people who have a lot of who have a lot of a certain crypto. The people who would be or are choosing for a business need to be disclosing crypto investments. And I do think that's more so of like a tribalism issue within crypto. Everyone has their own biased opinion just because of their holdings. And I've always told you guys, like, listen, I don't like Solana's technology, but with all of the VC backing and things like that that are on Solana, I don't see Solana not being a big success going into the next major bull run, although I am not in support of the technology. I think that the VCs are going to pump it. I think that FTX is going to pump it, aka, Sam Bankman, but we'll definitely see what happens. I still am betting large on Hedera, though. And we do see up here like Solana has completely lost its trust. People will abandon this failed network looking for alternatives. Hedera, on the other hand, is all about trust. Network security, reliability, performance, and user friendliness are the highest priority. It's time to make the switch. You see down here as well from Plasmicalix, I hope that I'm saying that name right. After the Solana shutdown, I've decided to sell all of my NFTs and Solana. It is no longer safe to have my money sitting there, and the blockchain can just turn off. I'm moving everything to Cardano. Which NFT should I buy? And yeah, I think that really Solana is opening the door for a lot of these other layer ones to take its place. And I'm sorry to say that, but like, at the end of the day, Solana has always been a failed mechanism. I think that even during the last major run-up, like, it did a 500x. I'm not, like, listen, I think that Solana is going to make a lot of people money, but I'm not betting big on it or anything like that. I'll throw a little bit in and just kind of see what happens. It's like kind of play money, but I'm not a big supporter of Solana. And again, when we really kind of look at this market, I think that other layer ones will take its place. And also, by the way, we just hit a massive milestone over on Stater. We hit almost 5 billion HBAR locked up. That is insane. The APY is still about 10%, which is still very good, especially when you look at like you could look at something like Casper that has like roughly 13%, I believe, or 11%, something like that. This is very exciting. I mean, TVL is awesome to see on Stater, but also if you go and check out Hedera's TVL itself, back here, it was like $0 in May and all that until like around roughly June. That's when TVL actually started to go live. And we do see a lot of the TVL here. It's like about $40,000 or so. And then look at this massive spike up in August to about $14 million, almost $15 million with Stater, or not Stater, Saucer Swap going fully live. Like, look at all the TVL down here. Like, they're questioning this $83 million from Stater, which I don't understand. We definitely see where a lot of the TVL is coming from in regards to like Saucer Swap, but if we actually like added all of the value here, we are over $100 million in TVL, which is pretty crazy. And you could see the Stater dominance, which is 100%. This is like that 83 million. This is liquid staking. You can see the change on the 24-hour spend, but you can see the amount of growth here in regards to TVL. This is what makes me actually very excited going into the next major cycle, because this is very exciting to watch unfold, especially when you look at all of the other ones. If you go and check out all of the rankings, though, you can see the TVL volume or value comparing it to other ones. I think that I don't know where Solana is on the list. I know that I recently seen Solana. There's a few other like, you got to remember that in regards to the ecosystem, there's a lot of ecosystem players that play into Solana. Like, you could see some of the, like, here's like all of the Solana chain projects that are kind of tied to it. If you want to go to chains, you could check out chains over here, and you could see the rankings. Like, Solana is number 6 with still about $1.3 billion in TVL. Ethereum is at the top with 31 billion. Hedera is down here on the list. I know it's down pretty far, so number 55. It's sitting at about 17. Like I said, if they did apply the Stater volume, which would make it to 100 million, we would be sitting just under Thorchain at number 27 or so. Which, again, I don't understand why they're not adding that. I think that that is a big issue. But I think that going into the next major cycle, we will see a lot more TVL being locked up. And I think that this is great to see. I think that Stater like really kind of celebrating over 1 billion HBAR locked up. That's something to really kind of be excited about, because that is no small feat at all. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.